Hi, my name is Johnathan Nixon. I am currently one of the heads of the effects department at WETA Digital. So specifically looking after a team of around 130 plus artists who are doing effect simulations for feature films. So natural phenomena, water simulations, fire simulations, destruction simulations, and also things like magic simulations and things that you see in superhero movies and all the popular media that's out there. So yes, that's currently what I'm up to. That's always an interesting question, right? Like as far as what inspires you, because it's kind of a cop out to say everything, because it is kind of everything, right? Like I think in order to get into this industry and specifically to get into this industry on the artist side, you need to be curious about everything. I don't think you can specifically say, yep, I'm only inspired by, superhero movies, or I'm only inspired by, blaxploitation films from the 70s and 80s. It's a bit of everything. And I think that is sort of one of those things that I think the people who are very successful in the vendor side of the industry, of the visual effects industry, are the people who are very curious, the people who are always willing to learn, people who are always willing to ask questions, the people who don't think that they get to a certain point and go, great, I did it, I'm done, my hands are up, I'm finished, I'm now going to count money and go away. I think a lot of this is, constantly looking at the world around you, and the world around you changes. So I think I'm inspired by everything. I think specifically to the craft of simulation work. A lot of it is, again, just, you start realizing when you do enough water simulations that as you're driving down the road and you look at a lake or a pond, or you look at, an ocean, and then you just end up getting locked in and fixated to what's actually making that natural phenomenon happen. What are the physics behind that? And that's sort of where your brain starts to go when you do enough effect simulations. I think I draw myself to as a bit of everything. And just trying to keep an open mind, really, and just using anything that you see to sort of inspire you and make you question yourself and make you go back in and look at something again, and then just create artwork, create something that's better. It's interesting because I would say the biggest thing that I would tell myself is it is sort of to experience everything that you possibly can. I would say when I was maybe a teenager, and maybe even once you get out of university, it's very easy to become closed-minded of, this is what I do. This is what I do. This is where I'm going to live. This is what my life is. I figured it all out, right? You spend so much time through your teenage years trying to figure out what you're supposed to do. What's my purpose? What are the things that I'm supposed to be interested in? And I think I personally wish that I would have had an open mind for doing things like traveling, or things like experiencing different things, or going to events that maybe they say, we don't do that. And then you end up saying, well, maybe we should. And look, you might experience something and go, I actually, this isn't for me. And that's fine. There's plenty of things that you experience and go, I tried it once, not my thing. But being able to have that ability to do that, I think that's something that I would immediately tell my younger self, because I would say, just from my experience of now living in New Zealand, I honestly didn't really know where New Zealand was on the map until I signed my contract to come work at WETA Digital. I was in San Francisco. I wasn't very happy. And I said, you know what? Let me just experience something different. I'm at a point in my life where you go, just something different for a couple of months and see what happens. I would have never gone out and done nature hikes and done some of this stuff and experienced a different part of life if I would have kind of stayed in Detroit and just kind of kept being the person that I was. And then 7 years later, I'm still down here in management position and experiencing different things all the time. You just you become a better artist. And if that is your goal, to be a really good artist, the best artists in the world are the ones that just soak up everything. So you have to make a point to just try and experience as much as you can. Learning to be uncomfortable is something that I try to tell my artists, like, you're not going to know everything. Like, being able to say and raise your hand and go, look, I actually don't know how to do this, is extreme. Like, that's showing extreme strength in that point. It's very easy to try to fake your way through it and try to pretend that you know everything. I think a lot of people are just a little insecure, and especially we can be very insecure of going, I got to go into every single meeting and every single room being the smartest person in there so that way they don't doubt me. And I've learned they're going to doubt you anyways. So you might as well actually learn the information. You actually might as well try to get educated. So then when the next person comes along, you can actually better help them and help them with that experience. If you have an open mind and you're willing to try to work through things and realizing that they're going to doubt you, and that's okay, as long as you keep working and you keep working hard, to learn new things, eventually it becomes undeniable. Your skill and your ability is very hard to dispute. And then at some point you just have to go, you know what, if I don't know it, the best thing I can do is ask, and ask in a way that actually, has people wanting to help you.
Yes.
That has people wanting to assist you because they see, you're coming in here and you're actually trying to learn something. And there's some environments where if they don't want to teach you that stuff, that's how you know it's time to get out. That's how you know it's time to go experience something different.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Johnathan, and you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we so appreciate you, and you take care.
Absolutely, you too.